So I'm in the grounds of the West Street Mosque in Houghton, and with me is Yaseen Theba, who's the president of the Muslim Association of South Africa. Now, normally, that title may mean nothing to you, but what is significant in the context of where we are in the world and in South Africa today is getting vaccinated around the issues of COVID-19. Now, besides the many other things that Yaseen and his group of fantastic volunteers do, they've really got involved in a big way around getting people vaccinated from the mosque itself here. So Yaseen, good to meet up with you. I think for a very important role, right? I've made the point that for me the vaccine is this umbrella in the storm, and it's a way to protect yourself. It may not be perfect, but it makes sure that you don't get drenched, okay? Why are you guys involved, and tell me about the impact that this created?
I actually read the analogy that you did, and I've always held on to that and use it quite a lot, funny enough. But I think our involvement came when we realized the need for vaccination, and we realized that we needed to do what we can do to make vaccination as accessible and as easy as possible for not just our community in Houghton, but our community at large. Not just our Muslim community, but everyone. And none of us are protected until all of us are protected. So with that in mind, we've set this up. There's a number of volunteers that have just come up, assisting us every day, local doctors, local nurses and medics, and our community helping with capturing and facilitating crowd control and traffic control in the drive-through. And inshallah, let's hope we can get to as much people as possible.
And you know, at its core, a mosque is a place of prayer in the same way that a church is or a synagogue. But they're also community centers, right? So I mean, has this mosque facility now served its purpose as being a community center for people across the city now who actually come here because of the incredible efficiency that we've all experienced in getting vaccinated?
To sum it up, we had a number of people that walked up to us and told us in simple words, we didn't understand the concept of the mosque, or as how they didn't realize that a mosque is as accessible to the public, not just to the Muslim community. And what we've seen is a lot of people wanting to tours into the mosque, people wanting to interact with our Muslim doctors and our other nurses, and of course we're showcasing our community, our religion, some of the other projects that we're doing as well. And it's a real feeling of Ubuntu, but also Islam bringing everyone together.
But I mean, I often use the phrase, which is the saying from the Quran, that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is described as a mercy unto mankind. And the key word is mankind, right? So is this a good example of whatever your beliefs are, that can you impact upon mankind in their moments of vulnerability? Because the truth is we are all so vulnerable right now, isn't it?
You know, when we look at the crisis we've been through, and we look at the reasons and why our Muslim community has been so responsive to the, not just COVID, but the latest protests as well. And it's an instinct that kicks in because of our religious beliefs and values. And we subconsciously we kick into doing these acts of humanitarianism or mobilization so that we can help people, not realizing that it forms a big foundation of our religion. And again, we're seeing so much of negative stories around social distancing and masks or COVID and anti-vaxxers, but there's positive stories that are coming out in communities like this vaccination center, like the communities that are supporting one another with oxygen concentrators, seeing to the sick at home, seeing to the elderly at home. There's Muslim communities that have come together in ways that we've never ever seen before, not just in Joburg, but throughout the country. And that's something that us as a Muslim community, as communities that are more minority in other areas as well, our resources to logistics, to getting people together, to mobilizing volunteers, we need to latch onto that, hold on to that, and see how we can better serve our communities better, quicker.
Well, I mean, you know that I'm involved in driving the Champion South Africa project, right? And in fact, we gave you a shout out last night. It was like, give a shout out to Yaseen Theba and the Muslim Association for the incredible work that they do, right? How do you feel about amplifying your big wins, your big gains, not just for yourself but for the entire country?
I think, you know, when I look at it like that, I always keep in the back of the mind of my mind that we still have lots of challenges, and the recent protest was a real eye-opener. But it's times like this that get you positive, and it gives you the energy and commitment to say, no, we've got this. But I think it's what we do now that's going to determine who the Mandelas and the legacies of the future.
Well, here's the last thing. I mean, the mantra we use, we say, champion people build champion nations, right? So champion people build champion nations. How do you internalize that for yourself?
We need champions. We need champions to be a champion nation. And I think until we don't find champions in ourselves, and when I say ourselves, I mean us as communities, us as NPOs. A champion is someone that's going to lead, and if we're not going to take up that responsibility to lead and do what we can do, if we continue pointing fingers at government, or pointing fingers, leaving it for a certain sector to add on, I don't think we're going to, as a community, we're going to see as much champions. So, firstly, I think we need to become champions for ourselves, and then carry that champion nation forward.
Okay, well, I mean, that's it. Yaseen, great chatting to you as always. And I mean, here's the bottom line. If you want to build a champion nation, then do what champions do, and Yaseen Theba is clearly one of them.